Well, welcome to Rooted and Restored, the podcast where faith, wellness, and personal growth come together. I'm your host, Angela Hook, counselor, advocate, and someone who believes deeply in the power of tending to the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. Each week, we explore practical tools, honest conversation, and faith centered insight that help you create balance, nurture emotional wellness, and walk in the fullness of who God designed you to be. Whether you're navigating stress, seeking clarity, or simply longing for a moment to breathe, this is your space, a place to pause, reflect, and be restored. Let's begin today's journey toward wholeness. Today, we're talking about something many of us crave but rarely give ourselves permission to explore: creating space for rest and reflection, not as a luxury, not as an afterthought, but as a spiritual and emotional necessity. In a world that constantly pulls at your attention, creating space for rest and reflection is an intentional act of self care and spiritual alignment. This practice allows you to step out of the noise, reconnect with your inner wisdom, and make room for God's presence to speak to your heart. Rest is not a reward, it is a rhythm designed for your renewal. Reflection helps you notice what you're carrying, what needs to release, and where you are being guided next. When you create space for rest and reflection, you give yourself permission to pause, to feel, to listen, and to be restored. It is in this quiet moment that clarity returns, peace settles in, and your soul finds room to breathe again. So let's get started. Why rest matters? Rest is not passive. Rest is not weakness. Rest is not optional. Rest is a God designed rhythm that restores clarity, calms the nervous system, and brings us back to ourselves. When we slow down, we hear what our bodies have been trying to say. Notice emotions we've been pushing aside. Reconnect with our values and priorities. Making decisions from a grounded place rather than a frantic one. Rest is the doorway to reflection, and reflection is the doorway to wisdom. What it means to create space. Creating space is intentional. It means choosing margin over busyness and presence over performance. It looks like protecting quiet moments in your day, allowing yourself to pause before responding, making room for your emotions instead of rushing past them, giving yourself permission to breathe, to think, to feel. Creating space is not about emptying your life, it's about making room for what truly matters. Reflection as a healing practice. Reflection is where growth takes root. It helps you understand your emotional patterns, recognize what drains you and what nourishes you, identify where you need boundaries, celebrate progress you might have overlooked, realign with your faith and purpose. Reflection is how you honor your story while preparing your next chapter. Simple ways to begin today. The morning pause. Before the day begins, sit for 1 minute, breathe, ask, what do I need today? Two, the midday check in. Notice your energy. Are you tense, tired, overextended? Adjust accordingly. Number three, the evening release. Write down one thing you want to let go of and one thing you're grateful for. Number four, the sacred space moment. Choose a chair, a corner, or a quiet spot that becomes your personal sanctuary. 5. The faith refill. Read a scripture, whisper a prayer, or simply sit in God's presence. These small practices create big shifts over time. So as you go through your week, remember to always to begin with reflecting on what's matter and restoring what's going to help you to move forward with clarity, with dignity, and with love. Thank you for joining me today on Rooted and Restored podcast. Remember, rest is not something you earn, it's something you are created for. And reflection is how you stay rooted in who you are and restored in who you're becoming. Until next time, continue choosing wholeness, one intentional, one breath at a time. We see you again on next